Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, Paavo Farkashev, cryptids, all of them. But what exactly is a cryptid? Well, cryptids are creatures which, just like my will to live, may or may not exist. Some of the most notable of them are some which you probably already heard of, like Bigfoot, also known as the Sasquatch. Bigfoot is thought to be a big ape-like creature wandering the wilds of America, when in reality it was probably just a regular Florida citizen. Another well-known cryptid is the Loch Ness Monster, which was thought to be an ancient dinosaur that somehow survived. But in reality it was just a toy and a lot of marketing to make as much money as possible. But there are some less known cryptids that you probably have never heard of, like the Loveland Frog, sometimes referred to as the Loveland Frogman. Like the name suggests, he is a Loveland, Ohio legend that is described as being a humanoid frog standing at approximately 4 feet or 1.2 meters tall. The first sighting was in 1955 when a traveling businessman was driving late at night and he saw 3 creatures standing on the side of the road with leathery skin and having frog faces. Then later, on March 3rd, 1972, a Loveland police officer was driving his car when an unidentified creature ran in front of his vehicle. He had a clear view of the creature and he described it as 3 to 4 feet long, around 50 to 75 pounds with leathery skin. Moments later, it stood on its hind legs so it could climb over some guardrails and escape to the near river. 2 weeks later after that incident, another police officer also saw the same unidentified creature, and just like a true American, he shot first and asked questions later. As it turns out, it was just an iguana that was missing its tail, so the officers didn't recognize it at first. Another interesting lesser-known cryptid is the Michigan Dogman. The creature is described to be a 7-foot-tall, blue-eyed, dog-like creature that walked on 2 legs. Hey, wait a minute, that's literally Blight from Eldering. The first sighting was in 1887 in Wexford County, Michigan, made by 2 lumberjacks, although there are older stories about it from the Odawa tribe of Native Americans who used to live there. A few years later, in 1937, in Paris, Michigan, there was another sighting where a man was attacked by 5 wild dogs, and reportedly one was standing on 2 legs like a human, but who knows, it could have been just the first ever furry. According to the stories, the Dogman appears every 10 years, but only in the years that end with the number 7. And last but not least, we have the Dobarchu. I hope I am pronouncing that right. The Dobarchu, otherwise known as the Waterhound, is a creature from Irish folklore that resembles a giant otter. And if you have seen some giant otters in real life, yeah. Anyways, the story goes that in 1722 a woman was near a lake washing her clothes, while her husband was a bit further away when he suddenly heard her screaming. When he got over to her, he saw her wife laying on the ground, mutilated, with the creature on top of her sleeping. The husband rushed to their house to grab a dagger and came back to fight the creature, which he did. As the creature was screaming in pain, a second Dobarchu came to its help, but the husband managed to defeat them both. I think it's time for me to scurry back to my hole and drink some rakia. That's all the cryptids I have for you now. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing. I'll see you later. Bye!